Good morning. So are we in the swing of things at school yet? Fourth day. Hey, so fourth day I think means no more summer reading. Is that true? Is that true? We're done with summer reading? So I'm kind of curious, what was the best summer reading book? Which was the best one? Deadline, I hear? Wuthering Heights. Do I hear an Outliers? 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 How about An Old Man in the Sea? That's a good one. Hemingway, In His Steps. In His Steps, Charles Sheldon. It's a classic. Did we have Robin Hood? Did we have Robin Hood in the junior high? Okay. Hey, guess what we're talking about today? Academics. We're talking about some academic updates. And I think you're going to like these. I really do. I think this is going to be good news for y'all. If you haven't heard about them already. Before we jump into those, though, couple quick announcements. If you are interested in leadership discipleship training, we're going to do that on Tuesdays this year. Last year it was Wednesdays. If you're interested in being involved in that, stick around in stage 2 during Flex right after chapel, okay? Mr. Havens and Mrs. Sosby. Let Mr. Havens and Mrs. Sosby know where you're going, okay? But they're going to give you some basic information about leadership discipleship training, okay? Reminder, Thursday is our back-to-school bash, and it's going to be a theme day. We're going to get to dress up. The theme is the beach, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, so you get to dress up in beach attire. Now, that means it still must be modest and appropriate. Okay, no bathing suits. Guys, you can wear board shorts. Guys, you can wear flip-flops. You can wear beach hats. You can wear sunglasses, not inside, but you can have some for the grassy knoll. Girls, no tank tops. Shorts have to be still long, okay? So they have to be longer, so 3 inches above the knee, no shorter than that, okay? But we get to dress up for the beach, okay? So you can, within those parameters, be creative and relaxed, and we're excited about that for the Splash Bash. Okay, thank you, Micah. Splash Bash. So are we going to have, like, something to splash in out there? Maybe? Slip and slide? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Shorts that would be okay for high school retreat are okay. Like the longer shorts for like high school retreat shorts, yes. Okay? Hey, one more thing, one more announcement. Listen up. Some lunchroom finer details that we need to go over, okay? You guys are doing a really good job, I want to say, in the lunchroom and managing that. Something that we need to do is we need to not move chairs, okay? There's 8 chairs per table for a reason. That's because that's what fits best at that particular table. That's what the elementary school is expecting when they're coming in. And if we're moving chairs around and then we have 12 chairs stacked on a table and 4 on another, it just doesn't work very well, okay? So we're going to keep the chairs where they are. And if a table is full, hey, guess what? You get to go and sit at a different table that particular day, okay? And that's my second piece of advice to you. Listen, I'm very serious about this. I encourage you, don't sit at the same table every lunch period. Get to know some different people. We've got all different grades in the lunchroom. We've got people in your grade that maybe you don't know. Take advantage of that opportunity. It's kind of part of our culture of honor, right? We're not we're not like cliquey. We're not just hanging out with our group of friends all the time. Spread your wings, expand your horizons, get to know some different people at lunch. And certainly if somebody's sitting by himself or herself, invite them to join your table, okay? And so we're going to do that in the lunchroom as part of our culture of honor. We're going to make sure that the tables are clean really, really well and that somebody's not having to ask us to do that. We're going to make sure that the chairs are stacked 8 on a table because, again, they're going to be used tomorrow morning or tomorrow for elementary kids, and they want to be able to come in there smoothly. So we're sharing that space. We need to have a stewardship responsibility and get to know some different people. Get to know some people outside of maybe your circle of friends. Okay? We're all brothers and sisters in this, so we're all part of Team Trinity, right? Yes, so let's act appropriately in the lunchroom, okay? So I want you to partner up. Again, A and Bs. You can do it with your neighbor today. A and Bs. A and B. Figure out who's going to be the A, who's going to be the B. And here we go. As I said, we're going to talk about some academic updates, which you guys need to know, okay? And our goal with this discussion is to talk about this environment that we want to create academically in our school, okay? As I mentioned a couple days ago, this is a learning environment, right? That's one of the reasons why we want to limit distractions and other types of things with cell phones, dress code, those type of things. This is a school, right? This is a learning environment. I love this quote from sociologist Benjamin Barber. I don't divide the world into the weak and the strong or the successes and the failures. I divide the world into the learners and the non-learners, okay? That's huge. So we want to talk about how we have this mindset for learning in our school. And to that end, we have some policies that we've maybe adjusted a little bit to try and encourage and incentivize you to be a part of this learning environment a little bit better. The first one is this, our pass-fail policy. Guess what? You're going to have an opportunity to take some courses pass-fail. This is a little bit new. Why do we want to do this? Why do you think we want to encourage you guys to take some classes pass-fail? What do you think? Any thoughts? Everybody's reading it right now. Okay? So you can apply to take some classes pass-fail at any course above and beyond the basic graduation requirements, okay? Up to a certain amount, right? Up to 2 credits. So you can apply for this. You'll talk to Mrs. Powell. You'll talk to your teacher. And if you want to do that, you have to submit that application, I believe, by the end of the first week, the first 6 weeks, okay? So after you get your report card, after the first 6 weeks, or the 6 weeks, you can apply for this pass-fail option. Again, why are we doing this? Why is this a good thing for our learning environment? No ideas? Really? Can I explain what is? Oh, you don't understand what pass-fail is. Okay, so this is new. Okay, thank you. So you can actually take a class, and if you pass it, you get 75 or above, you get a pass. It's a passing grade. You don't actually get like a number grade. You get a pass. If you don't get a 75 average or above, you get a fail, okay? And so you're just basically taking a class for some credit. Okay, so again, why is this a good option for us? Why is this? You can get more credits on your transcript. Okay, that's good, right? Take a look at the classes that you can apply for pass-fail. I think it's in the next slide. So these courses are eligible for pass-fail. What is the kind of common denominator of a lot of these courses? There are a lot of really pretty challenging courses, right? A lot of AP, stuff like that. Engineering stuff, pre-calc. So here's the deal. Guys, we want to encourage you to stretch yourself and take some classes that maybe if you didn't have that particular option, you'd be afraid to take because you'd be like, oh, I don't want to ruin my GPA, okay? So, hey, I want to stretch myself and I want to really learn about engineering, right? Or I want to stretch myself and I really want to take that AP art class, right? But I don't really want to have to worry about my average being brought down, but I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to experience a new subject, right? And so that's what we want to encourage you with this pass-fail option, or one of the reasons, okay? So we want you to stretch, broaden your horizons. And so we think this is going to be a really good option. Special thanks to Mrs. Powell for recommending this, because I think it's going to be really good. Okay? So, hey, A's teach B's this policy. Go, go, go. Okay, good job, guys. Next policy I think you're really going to be excited about. Hey, B's, pay close attention, okay? You're going to teach the A's this one after we go over it, okay? We're going to talk about final exams and then a new final exam exemption policy. You may have heard of it, okay? I think it's going to be awesome. So we've made a little bit of a change. Final exams now count as 1/7 of the final semester grade. It used to be like 20%. So what's 1/7 now? This is like 13, 14%, okay? So, listen up. So the idea is so that, you know, you have a great semester and then you don't have a good exam and it ruins your grade. We want that to happen to you guys, okay? So really, each 6 weeks per semester is going to count 2/7, and then the final exam is going to count 1/7. So 2/7, 2/7, 2/7 plus 1/7 is 7/7, right? Okay. So that's an adjustment that we've made. Junior high students, you're going to take 6 weeks exams unless you're in a high school level class, and then you will take the final exam for that particular class. Otherwise, you're going to have regular 6 weeks exams. Okay. We're going to continue our dead day policy. So the last red day and the last Navy day of the semester will be dead days, okay? So you shouldn't have any more homework due or assignments due those particular days. Those are review. Those are review days. You're going to review. You're going to have an opportunity to study for your exams, okay? Here's the real kicker, the new exam exempt policy, okay? So here it goes. So for high school students, you can qualify for exam exemptions based on academic merit or attendance merit, okay? So 9th and 10th grade students may exempt up to two exams per semester. 11th and 12th grade students may exempt up to 3 exams per semester. The most you can exempt the attendance route is 2, okay? And we'll explain that a little bit more here in a second, okay? So, the reason why we're doing this is we want to encourage you guys to be academically excellent, okay? Hey, guess what? We also want to encourage you guys to be here, right? It's really hard to be academically excellent and learn and have this learning environment if you guys aren't here, okay? And so, for some of you, just showing up is going to be a way to earn academic or exam exemptions. So that's awesome, right? So let's talk about these in particular. So the next part of this is that this is a privilege. Exam exemptions are a privilege, not a right. So You will lose the privilege of exempting your exams if any of the following occurs, okay? In junior high, you guys are paying close attention to this because you'll be here before you know it, right? So if you have more than 2 detentions for a semester, so if that third detention, sorry, you lose your exam exemptions, okay? We're not having a revolving door in detention anymore, okay? By the way, if you're slouching down in your chair right now, sit up, please. Let's do that this year. You know, whoever's up here talking, it deserves your respect. It doesn't matter if it's the principal or whoever it is, right? So it's just a part of good manners, right? So thank you. I appreciate that. Looks a lot better out there, okay? Suspension from school for any reason, you lose your exam exemptions. Or if you're caught cheating or plagiarizing, you lose your exam exemptions, okay? So it's a privilege. Let's talk about the first route to earning your exam exemptions. The attendance route, okay? So you may earn an exemption for up to 2 exams via the attendance route per semester, okay? So in order to do that, you have to have a 75 in the course that you basically have to be passing that particular course you want to exempt, okay? You must not be tardy to school more than 3 times for the semester, okay? Remember, on the 4th tardy, you get a detention anyway, okay? So we're trying to incentivize timeliness as well as attendance. And if you have more than 3 absences to any class throughout that semester, you lose your exemptions for any class you want to exempt. Does that make sense? So if you have more than 3 absences, in this case to Navy 3, you're not going to be allowed to exempt Red 3 final, okay? So it counts for attendance across the board. This is the attendance route. And guess what? You can't exempt the same exam in the fall and in the spring. You can't just say, oh, I'm never going to take an exam for that class, okay? So that's the attendance route. This is all in your parent-student handbook. I would encourage you to read it, okay? Sports do not count towards absences, okay? Good clarification there. Jet, okay? Yeah, because athletes are going to be gone, right? But that doesn't count towards your absences, okay? Hey, let's talk about the academic route. This is the other route. You can earn exemptions, okay? So if you meet the following criteria, you can exempt exams for academic merit. You have to have a 90 or better average in the class you want to exempt, and you must not have missed more than 5 absences in the class you want to exempt, okay? Anyway, if you start missing more than 5 classes, you're going to have makeup, you're going to have like Saturday school and stuff like that. So that's not a super high standard there. But this is for academic merit. So you're doing great, you got an A in that class, you haven't missed it a ton, you can choose to exempt it, okay? Again, you can't exempt the same class in the fall and in the spring. So again, 9th and 10th graders, you can exempt 2 exams, any route, via the attendance route or the academic route per semester. 11th and 12th graders, you get 3, okay? This has been recommended to us by a lot of teachers. Miss Baxter was one that really kind of spearheaded this. And this is something that a lot of high schools are doing. So it's going to be familiar to a lot of people that you talk to that go to other schools. Yes? Correct. So if you go to the next slide. Hey, guess what, seniors? We're not going to incentivize senioritis. We're not. Okay? We're going to finish strong. By the way, if you have an AP course, you don't have an exam anyway. You do take the AP exam at the end of the year. Okay? So you don't have an exam anyway, right? And if you're in a dual credit class, you can't necessarily exempt those because you have to take that per the South Plains College requirements, okay? So I think this is really good. This is going to incentivize a lot of things, academic excellence as well as being here for school, okay? So B's, I'd like you to teach A's this new policy. Go. Hang on one second, okay? Okay, good job, guys. I know there's questions percolating in your mind. That's fine, okay? We're not going to address them right this second. If you have questions, we can talk about them, okay? With this new policy, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, and I know there's going to be questions, but that's for another time. Couple more things I want to talk about for academics, okay? Eligibility. I think that's our next slide, right? So you're familiar with a lot of these standards, but you have to be passing all your subjects and have no more than one D at a report card time in order to participate in any extracurricular activities, okay? And you know, if you're on the ineligible list, you'll have 3 weeks to restore that. The next 6 weeks, and then you can be reinstated. But I just want to make sure that we're clear about that. If you're involved in leadership, there's some higher standards as well. So leadership includes like worship team, class officers, SEC, student leadership discipleship, those type of things, okay? So we're just going to hold you to a higher standard for that. We are having NHS and NJHS this year. Mrs. Allen is going to be spearheading that, and so we're going to get that going as well this year. So those are the standards for those particular things. And the last thing I want to talk about is everybody's favorite topic, homework. Homework. So thought I'd start with a little humor there, okay? So there you go. Homework, very popular topic of discussion. What is the purpose of homework? Well, let's talk about it. Purpose of homework for junior high. This is what we see the purpose of homework for junior high, okay? So just so you guys know, is to develop responsibility and accountability, okay? So we're moving up in the world. We're trying to manage our time and our assignments a lot better, so we want to give you that opportunity via the homework that we assign, okay? High school homework, the primary purpose for homework is to reinforce class content and instruction, okay? It's practice, right? If you want to get better at something, you have to practice it, right? It goes for anything else in life. So if you want to get better at your subject, you need to practice it. So we're gonna have some homework. As you progress through each grade and as you increase the level of academic subjects that you're taking, you should expect more homework. If you're taking all AP classes or all pre-AP, or you're taking the hardest load that you possibly can, you're going to have a significant amount of homework, okay? So that means you need to decide if you really want to sign up for that, okay? If you're taking college-level classes, you're gonna be expected to act like a college student as far as the time commitment and the academic rigor of that particular class. Now, homework does not equate to rigor, okay? But the amount of content that you need to cover in a lot of those classes does make it very rigorous, okay? And maybe you don't need to take 5 or 6 AP classes. That's your choice. But you just need to understand what you're signing up for there, okay? Whether or not you spend more or less time on homework depends on a lot of things. Some people can do their homework twice as fast as somebody else, right? Some people can do their homework in a controlled environment where they're getting it done and they're focused in 2 hours. Somebody's going to be checking their phone every 5 minutes, and it's going to take 4 hours. So those things kind of are dependent on you. I want you to know this. We've talked to our teachers about planning with wisdom, and We want to make sure that what we assign for homework is essential to the learning process. It's essential. It's not busy work. It's not trying to punish you. It's to enhance the learning process that you are involved in that particular class. We also have talked to our teachers about paying close attention to assigning homework on Wednesday nights, okay? Because we want you guys to be able to be involved in your youth group, okay? So teachers are going to plan with wisdom. We also don't want to give you a ton of homework over the weekend so that you guys have an opportunity to go to church on Sunday. That's important. We also want you to have time to spend time with your family. That's part of our core values. So just know that your teachers are going to plan with wisdom, and we're going to expect you guys to do your best on what you get assigned, okay? Does that make sense? We're not trying to punish anybody with homework. That's definitely not the goal. But we are trying to prepare you well for life and trying to prepare you well for the next level of academics that you go to, okay? Take advantage of the parent note option. You get 2 of these per class per semester. And so if you just are swamped or you have something happen and you just can't get your homework done, take advantage of those parent notes. Ask your parents, hey, I'm just overwhelmed. I just need a parent note for tomorrow, okay? Note that if you're leaving on a trip, especially athletes, your homework is due that particular day. So make sure that you get that to that particular teacher. Leave it in the teacher's box, or you can leave it in the box in the athletic office or give it to your coach. So that's not a get out of homework free excuse if you're not in class that particular day, okay? If you need to change your schedule, you're like, wow, I signed up for way too much and I just didn't really expect this, you can do that, okay? There's no shame in that, but you need to do it within the first 2 weeks of school, okay? So you can talk to Mrs. Powell if you need to change your schedule, okay? And we just want to make sure that we're making wise decisions for what class, what level we're in. Okay? Last thing I want to talk about is in this learning environment, I want to encourage you to have a growth mindset. How many of you have heard that term, growth mindset? I think a lot of you have heard that term, okay? I want to encourage you to have a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset. This is what we need to have here to create a learning environment, okay? So a fixed mindset says this: intelligence and talent are fixed at birth, okay? And a lot of people have that mindset. I am a recovering fixed mindset person. I'm still working on it today. I want to have a growth mindset. I want to believe that intelligence and talent can go up or down based on my attitude and effort, okay? So I want to encourage you. All the scientific research on this has shown that, guess what? Intelligence and abilities are developed. They're developed. So wherever you are, you're not stuck. So do you have a growth mindset or do you have a fixed mindset? So maybe you talk to yourself in one of these 2 ways. So if you have a fixed mindset, you maybe think, well, either I'm good at something or I'm not. Either I'm good at math or I'm just not good at math. I'm a good reader, I'm not good at reader. Or I'm good at music or I'm not, right? When I'm frustrated, I give up. I don't like to be challenged. I want it to be easy, okay? When I fail, make a mistake, then that somehow defines who I am. Then I'm no good. I like people to tell me I'm smart or athletic or whatever, right? If you succeed, somebody else succeeds, then you feel threatened, okay? And then my abilities determine everything. My abilities determine my identity. We want to avoid that type of thinking, okay? Rather, we want to have a growth mindset. So I can go back. I can learn anything I want to. When I'm frustrated, I persevere. I want to challenge myself. When I fail, I learn. Tell me to try hard. That's what I'm after. If you succeed, I'm inspired, and my effort and attitude determine everything. Okay? So I want to encourage you guys. I know there's kind of like this culture that we have in our school where, hey, I just want to get the grade and I want to move on. Tell me what I need to learn for the test, and I'll give it back to you on the test so I can get a good grade, so I can move on and be done with it. I want to encourage you guys not to think that way. I want to encourage you guys to say, hey, you know what? I really want to learn this year. I want to be challenged. I want to do it the right way. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to ask for help, and that's okay. I don't have to be perfect. My performance doesn't determine my identity, okay? If I'm struggling in something, guess what? There's hope that I can grow through hard work, through having a good attitude about it, okay? And I want to just introduce you to this perfect word, yet. It's a really good word. The power of yet. Man, I'm really struggling in my algebra class, and I'm just really not very good at algebra yet, right? Man, that chemistry class is just crushing me. But I'm going to keep working at it, and I know it's hard, and I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm going to get it, right? Man, I really want to be a starter on my particular basketball team, and I'm really struggling with my left-handed layup, but I'm going to keep working at it. I haven't perfected it yet, but I can, and I will. This is a very freeing concept, and I want you to get your minds around it because it's what we need to have for a learning environment here at Trinity. And guess what? It's biblical. What does God say about this? He says a lot. He says, "He who keeps instruction is in the way of life, but he who refuses correction goes astray. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. Listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There's more hope for a fool than for him." So I want to encourage us in that to have the right mindset to create this learning environment. Your teachers want to teach you. They want you to learn. So they're going to try and foster this growth mindset, and they're going to try and model it for you, okay? They're constantly learning so that they can impart their knowledge to you. We need to have that same type of mindset going in, okay? Let's pray. God, we thank you for who you are, God, that you love us, God, that you really want what's best for us. You want us to pursue excellence, God, that you want us to love you with our minds as well as with our hearts and with our souls. Lord, I just thank you for these students here, Lord. I pray that they'd have the right mindset, that their identity is in Christ, not in what they do, not in their performance, Lord. I pray that they would trust in that and not in their abilities. I pray that they would know that you give them the strength, God, to grow and learn. And I pray that would be the hallmark of our academics here at Trinity, that we would be in a learning environment. We'd encourage one another. We'd work with our teachers. We'd work to encourage each other to do the right thing and learn and grow in the right way. Grow to know you more. Grow to give you glory with the talents and gifts that you've given us. Give us a great day today. In Jesus' name, amen.